Welcome. Game of Thrones, Season 5, Episode 5, Kill the Boy. Yeah? I'm right? Yeah. So, Khaleesi, we open with Khaleesi where she brings five suspects, suspected of being part of the other group with the masks is killing everybody. First of all, we open and Sean Connery is dead. On the show, not the real Sean Connery. I mean the old boy, the knight, the heralded knight. Salute. Grey Worm is just chilling. He's recovering. Holly was waiting. Baby Holly was waiting by the bedside, though. I see you, baby Holly. They finally got their smooch on too. I'm like, man, what's taking y'all so long? So Khaleesi has these guys right here. They bring them in the dragon's lair. And, she's basically telling them, like, listen, I could feed one of you. I could feed all of you to them. But, I need to find out what's going on. So she tells one of them to move forward. And when I tell you they flamed this man and then ate him, it was a horrific sight. It was an amazing sight. Not going to lie. Only reason I'm not going to lose sleep tonight is because it's a dragon and dragons don't exist. So, anyway, Jon, the old dude told Jon, Jon had something he wanted to do. The old dude was like, listen, it don't matter what it is. You need to do it. You the king, not the king, but you the Lord. A nice watch. Kill the boy and let that man come through. So what he wants to do is he wants to go get the rest of the wildlings to fight with them because he knows that they only have a few men, and then once winter comes and once the winter walkers come, it's going to be a different thing. They need as much manpower as they can get, but obviously the wildlings and them have been at each other for years, so most of the guys don't want to hear it. So Jon goes to talk to the ginger to tell him the wildling, just to tell them, tell him the plan. And he's like, man, we ain't doing that. I ain't kneeling for you. I ain't kneeling for none of that. I ain't doing nothing. He was like, man, you sound like a Jon told him, he said, you sound like a coward. And dude was like, that's some easy, shit to say to somebody that you got in chains. Jon was like, word, clink, clink, chains off. I respect Jon. I love Jon. And then he was like, oh, okay. And that gained his respect, I think. And he was like, well, if I got to go down there, they got to hear this from you. You coming with me just to make sure, because he's going to borrow Stannis' ships. And I'm sorry, I just saw something out the window. It's nice outside, boy. It's time for me to get outside. So the wildling was like, nah, you got to come. They got to hear this from you because we got to make sure that you ain't going to get us way out there just to burn all of us, And so interesting, he tells the guys, and it doesn't go over well in front of the Night's Watch, including the little boy was like, oh, you serious? You know what they did to my family. Like, you gon', So anyway, it's like, you gotta swallow your pride to get stuff done, which seemed to be kind of like a theme for this episode. Sansa has to sit down at a table with the person who murdered her mother and brother, and has, speaking of Sansa, before that, one of Ramsay's Slimmies took Sansa after Ramsay told her, after they had just done it, he was like, listen, I got to marry Sansa. They had that whole conversation, and then old girl sees Sansa. She takes Sansa back to see Theon. And, that was, so then Theon comes and apologizes. We thought he was going to kill him. Like, I play Monopoly. I used to play a lot. Shake 'em, move 5. Monopoly, Frat Royalty Incorporated, soon to be incorporated. Um, and I hate, like, Theon reminds me of that person when you play Monopoly who knows they're not gonna win, but would rather trade off. I'll give you Park Place if you give me $1,000, just so you can stay in the game a little bit longer. If you're gonna go out, go out. What use is a life, being lived like that, And obviously his mind has been tampered with. He's been tortured, so, he's not thinking right. But still, it's like, my man, just kill somebody and take them with you, At the very least, Ramsay. Because I don't even know what reward do you think is on the other side? Just living another day? I hate playing Monopoly with people like that, man. Sorry. Just had some flashbacks from like 15 years ago. Yeah, so anyway, they sitting at the table and Ramsay feeling himself. Ramsay like, yeah, And then this is what he's showing off in front of Sansa. And then Pops was like, oh, forgot to tell y'all, baby girl pregnant. That's gonna be a boy. And it shut Ramsay up. Ramsay was like, Ramsay was pissed, boy. And then afterwards, he went to talk to Pops. And Pops, I think he was just doing that to kind of bring him down and get him to run another mission, So anyway, so let's see. Did that happen this episode with Red Lady? What was the last episode? The Red Lady tried to do it to Jon, and Jon didn't do it to her. Was that this episode? Hey, I'm tripping out. Oh, so old Paul Walker and Tyrion, they're trying to, Tyrion's trying to form a relationship. They got to be together. He's trying to, make this worthwhile and talk. It was a time where Tyrion said, okay, it's about to run out. So anyway, they see the dragon, and they saw the dragon, and that shook both of them for two different reasons. Then the Stone Men came out, and apparently if the Stone Men touch you, you turn into one of them. I think they touched old Paul Walker. They did, because he's got the scales. He's turning into stone. But does that mean Tyrion's going to turn into one? Oh, God, no. So, yeah, this old lady tells Sansa, she was like, you still got people here. This your home? You still got people here. Just, I think, slowly but surely Sansa's coming around, but I don't know. She might die. Ramsay finds out. Anyway, this Red Queen lady keep giving Jon the eye. She tried to do it to him last episode. Almost did it to her. He was like, oh, no. Yo. He almost, Anyway, what is her purpose, though? Like, why is she still around? Why hasn't she gotten, she hasn't produced anything else. Like, why is she still around? This thing could go out any second now. I'm sure I'll see it, but, I don't understand her purpose right now. Except for, because she could make them so much more powerful with what she does. I don't know. Anyway, I'm out, man.